Do you have a small bathroom that needs some love? Let's make over this small powder room into something so much more exciting. Hey there, it's Christina from the DIYmummy.com. From the time I was little, my mom has been a huge source of inspiration to me, not only as a mother, but also as a DIYer. She's been working on her own DIY and decorating projects for as long as I can remember, so she is definitely the original DIY mummy. With the help of Supreme silicone sealants from GE Sealants, we're gonna make over her small powder room on her main floor. I'm here in my mom and dad's house today, and we are making over this room into something more show-stopping and interesting for not only my parents, but also for all of their guests. This is totally a team effort with my mom, dad, and me, so let's get started. My parents built their lake home a few years ago, and it is absolutely beautiful. It's kind of your classic cottage look, lots of whites and light colors. And one of my favorite spaces in their home is this beautiful kitchen that I am standing in right now. It has white cabinetry that my mom painted herself, plus it has this beautiful island. The island is painted in this lovely paint color called Comfort Gray, and because my mom's home is relatively small, she wants to continue this color into her powder room. So we're gonna incorporate that color in her powder room while we do this makeover. So the powder room is fine as is. Basically everything was put in here so it's nice and functional. The vanity is upcycled. It's actually one of Sean's and my old vanities. The room is painted just a nice neutral white color. My mom and dad built this DIY wooden mirror themselves. Looks beautiful. It has some nice classic brushed nickel hardware. So really what we wanted to do to this space was just give it a lift. Just make it more of a show-stopping, interesting room. And then we also wanted to make sure that we sealed everything up so the area around the sink especially is waterproof. So to begin, we are DIYing a board and batten trim work in this space. And I love board and batten, especially in small spaces like a powder room. It gives that architectural detail, but it's really easy to install. So my dad is cutting down some MDF into thin strips. So we're cutting some vertical strips, and we're also cutting some horizontal strips for this room. Cutting down large sheets of MDF is a really budget-friendly way to create trim work for this board and batten look. Next, we're installing all of the board and batten in the bathroom. We decided to go for a 2/3 look. So the board and batten is going 2/3 up the wall, and then we're gonna do a really exciting wallpaper treatment on the top third of this space. We're using a small pin nailer to put up the MDF on the wall, and you can hardly see the nails with this method. This is one of my mom's favorite DIY tools.
Good right there.
Okay.
So I'll hold that.
Okay.
I'll grab that. You hold
Okay.
that.
We've got this.
Yeah, it's a pretty good cut.
Yeah, it is. I'm impressed.
My mom has so many fantastic painting and DIY tips, so I always learn something when I work with her. After installing the board and batten trim, we're priming all of it and then painting it a beautiful, simple white color. And this same white color is matching all of the rest of the trim in the home to keep this home looking nice and cohesive. My mom and dad are also going ahead and just updating this upcycled vanity. We're also repainting this vanity in the beautiful Comfort Gray color to match the island in the kitchen and also to give this whole powder room some interest. Of course, I love paint as a budget-friendly way to update a look, and in this case, we're priming and painting the doors and the exterior of this cabinet. After everything was painted, my mom replaced the hardware with these beautiful brushed nickel pulls. So my dad is also really talented with woodworking and DIYing. He's also one of my big inspirations, and he is taking some birch plywood and creating some inserts for the inside of the doors for this vanity. So rather than having doors that open here, he's creating pullouts. So he measured everything, cut everything, and put it together, and the finished look for these pullouts is absolutely beautiful. So not only are these pullouts functional, but they also look fantastic, and they match the original bottom drawer that was in this vanity. And the finished vanity looks fantastic. I love this budget-friendly update. For the backsplash, we're using GE Sealant Supreme Silicone Kitchen and Bath Sealant, applying that to the counter seam, and then installing this waterproof trim around the back of the vanity. This is also going to be sealed off later with GE Sealant Supreme Silicone to make sure everything is nice and waterproof and finished. After all of the DIY board and batten was installed, my mom and dad went ahead and cut some crown molding with this fantastic tool, and then they installed that in the bathroom to give the bathroom a beautiful finished look. Now, one of my favorite parts of this powder room makeover is this amazing wallpaper. We found it at Home Depot, and it has a beautiful vintage look, classic colors in blue and white. Now, it was interesting because we were considering pulling a color from this wallpaper for the vanity, but we really liked the neutral kind of tone of the comfort gray. We thought that color of the vanity had a really interesting relationship with the blue and white of the wallpaper. I think it's a really subtle contrast, and I love the green and the blue together. My mom put all of the wallpaper up, and she shared some fantastic tips with me as she went along, including how she cuts it with a square, as well as how she makes sure that all of the wallpaper glue is completely on the wall with a roller, and she goes over the seams to make sure that there's no lifting. After all the wallpaper is installed, we're going ahead and rehanging the mirror. So what we did was we left a space in the board and batten for this mirror to go back up, put it up with some finishing nails, and then my mom filled the holes and painted to make sure everything looks nice and cohesive. Now, the final and most important step in this makeover is making sure that all of the areas that could get some water are sealed properly. I'm using GE Sealant Supreme Silicone. It's 100% silicone, it's 100% waterproof, so it is perfect for places that are exposed to moisture, like right behind the bathroom sink here. It also offers 50% joint movement capability. It won't shrink, it has a crack-proof seal, which is fantastic for right around the vanity where there might be a little bit of movement. What I like to do is apply caulking with a caulking gun, and then I either take my finger and press it down, or you can pick up a tool just like this to smooth it in. Make sure you have enough of a bead of caulking to really fill any cracks or any little areas that water might get at. So I caulked all the way around the sink in this crack, and then I caulked down the vanity and around the toilet as well. So as a reminder, here is what the powder room looked like before. And here it is now. I love the impact that the wallpaper has in this space, plus I love all of the texture that this DIY board and batten brings to the room. I also love that my mom and dad were able to use this upcycled vanity once again, give it a fresh makeover with paint. We also have everything sealed properly so that the area, especially around the sink, is nice and waterproof, and it's gonna stand the test of time. Thank you so much for watching this makeover. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know down in the comments below what your favorite part of this powder room makeover is. Thanks again to GE Sealants for sponsoring this video. If you're doing a kitchen or bath renovation, make sure to add GE Sealant Supreme Silicone to your cart to make sure you get that finished, long-lasting job in your space. You can find it at your local hardware store, and I will leave a link to it down in the description box below. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel for more DIY and decor ideas on a budget. I'm gonna leave some more videos that I hope you will enjoy watching next right up here.